This is Queen City News Plus live at 3 o'clock on what is finally a Friday. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Derek Dellinger alongside anchor Morgan Francis, chief meteorologist Tara Lane, as well as producer and director Austin McCollum.
Chief is in the building.
Chief is in the building, and Chief is on the show today. And we've and hopefully it's some good news, at least for the weather, considering well, the past couple of weekends. Let's just say it's been an interesting past couple of weekends. We do want to start off though with some of the latest headlines of the day today. We do want to start in very specifically with the latest on the missing persons case involving the mother of NBC Today Show host Savannah Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie. This story still making national headlines and still some interesting twists and turns in the case.
So there was a news conference yesterday, and the FBI announced a $50,000 reward. They also went through a timeline of some of the things that they discovered. One of them is that the doorbell camera disconnected at 1:47 a.m., and then the software detected a person on camera at 2:12, but there was no video because they didn't have a subscription for the video. And then her pacemaker app disconnected from the phone at 2:28. So a lot happening in basically a 45-minute span.
Yeah, and while that has been happening and those details have been released, there was news of these ransom notes that were sent to news organizations as well that have been coming out. And there's been a renewed push from the family for not only more information, but also appealing to those who have sent those ransom notes, not necessarily saying that she was kidnapped or anything like that, but they have basically said, hey, we want proof of life. We want to make sure that she's alive.
I mean, one of the deadlines already passed. That was in the ransom note. And more recently, Nancy Guthrie's son, Cameron, came out and said, you know, we want to talk to you. They've had no line of communication with whoever sent this ransom note. And obviously the deadline has passed, the first deadline. So there's some concern, obviously, for her safety, but they need, as you mentioned, to know that she is alive. Meanwhile, so they confirmed that the blood at the entryway of the home was that of Nancy Guthrie. More recently, according to Fox News, a neighbor saw a suspicious van, a white van, on their street in the days leading up to this incident that she was taken. So there's kind of some details that are coming out from people who live in the area of things that they saw. Maybe it's something, maybe it's not.
Yes, there is a $50,000 reward for information leading to basically Nancy Guthrie being found at this point. And there's still worries about her health, mainly because she is on some daily medication that she has to keep her alive. Hollywood Reporter, by the way, is reporting, in addition to this, that security has been ramped up at NBC, specifically in New York Rockefeller Center, where Today Show is based out of, and they do say that this is out of abundance of caution. They are citing sources on this. Other story today involves President Trump and a Truth Social post that has since been deleted.
It was up for 12 hours, and it's part of a longer video. The controversial part is about a second long at the very end of the video, and it some people are questioning whether or not this was a screen record that someone swiped up and swiped back down, and that this other video got who knows how this other piece got in there. But the part of the video that is drawing a lot of criticism is because it is a racist clip that is AI generated, and it has the heads of former President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama on some monkeys that are dancing.
More specifically, apes.
Apes, yes. And it is a part of a larger video that includes, you know, Democrats and all their faces are on animals, and Trump as the Lion King. I don't know where that original video came from, but it's that part with the Obamas that appears for, you know, a second in this longer video that is about election fraud.
Yes, Democrats and Republicans on both sides, they have basically slammed that video. In fact, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, Republican himself, saying, and I quote, praying it was a fake because it's the most racist thing I've ever seen out of this White House. President Trump, for his part, or at least the administration, they're blaming a staffer for the post, which again, we do emphasize it was up for 12 hours. It has since been deleted. Mr. Trump himself has not specifically commented on this, though the White House did earlier in the day say, like, while this post was still up, that the backlash was, and I quote here, fake outrage. The Obamas, we should also add, have not commented on this either.
Yeah, that was Caroline Leavitt, who was swift to, you know, defend Trump putting that video up, but again, it's since been taken down. So who knows what the conversations are happening behind the scenes. surrounding this video. Yeah. Bringing it back here locally, there's been a lot of talk about the I-77 expansion project. This is going to be the toll lanes that run from 277 to the state line.
Yes.
So it's a huge project, and they're expecting, NCDOT is expecting to break ground in 2030 on this. But last night, Councilman Malcolm Grimm held a town hall that he had to end early because people were so outraged over this project.
Yes, there were activists that were actually at this hearing last night, and basically the backlash from the activists are basically saying that this the toll lanes themselves, once they are implemented, if they start, it's basically going to be negatively impacting historically Black neighborhoods. Now, we do need to emphasize here with the plans, they are calling for at least some sort of elevated
it's going to be it's going to be right above the current lanes is what it looks like, the renderings.
And the way it's supposed to be anyway, it's supposed to minimize the impact of that.
And that was the reason that they chose that specific design. So Graham said, two things can be true at the same time. One, that 77 South probably needs to be widened, but it shouldn't be done at the expense of Black and brown communities. But still, I mean, people were letting them hear it last night, and they were chanting, "Let us speak, let us speak." Someone said, we've seen you destroy Black neighborhoods, Black schools, and Black communities in the past. So a lot of people are really upset about this project.
Yes, and we also should say here as well, when interstate and when major highway projects do come in, this is the way it has been for in previous decades. I will put it to you this way. It did negatively impact minority neighborhoods as well as low-income neighborhoods. As far as whether or not this one will, it sounds like that at least with the plans that NCDOT has, they are trying to take everything into consideration here because they know that the space that's out on 77 right now is kind of at a premium as it is because we have so much stuff that's right next to it.
And there was actually a rep at the meeting who said it's not because these neighborhoods are predominantly Black, it's because these neighborhoods never really had a fighting chance. Yeah. So you're hearing it from all sides there at that very spicy town hall meeting last night.
Yes. Some other news to tell you about, and of a different type that's here locally, and this involves Luke Kuechly. He's been elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
This is huge because he's only the second player in Panthers history who was drafted by the Panthers and then has gone on to clant into the Hall of Fame. So this is huge. Former linebacker. Everyone I feel like knows Luke Kuechly. He retired after the 2019 season, and he had a lot of concussions over the years, and some people speculated that maybe that was the reason that he hung up the cleats, so to speak. But had a very successful career. 8 seasons, won Defensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year back-to-back, among a whole bunch of other awards throughout his career. Yeah, this was announced last night, by the way, and this comes despite there was that controversy last week involving Bill Belichick as well that he should have been Deflategate,
voted.
Spygate.
Yeah. But the fact that Kuechly was elected, I think it's a good salve.
He's the second youngest Hall of Famer in history, and he was already at the top of the list last year, and I think that was
just missed
what
just by this much
pushed him over the edge this year for getting that nod. Pretty cool.
Speaking of football, we got the Super Bowl happening this weekend. Seahawks versus the Patriots, and
who do you have? What do you think?
I'm kind of divided because it was like, I mean, if it's one thing if it's going to be the Panthers, but if it's not the Panthers, meh.
But you have a former Panther and you have
but I also have a lot of
hero.
But I have a lot of my friends who are Patriots fans, and I have a lot of my friends who are Seahawks fans too. So it's just like whatever I'm going to say is not going to make any.
It's like you work in the news. No matter what you say, one side's upset.
It's not that. It's more of like, hey, if the local team's not involved, okay, whoever wants.
Okay, but we did have someone in house who. A very cool person, by the way, who made a bit of a prediction, right? Should we listen?
Earlier today.
Hi, Morgan and Derek. This is the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes in town for SmackDown, Charlotte, North Carolina, Super Bowl 60, and I am going with the Patriots.
I'm going to need a copy of that clip.
I'll save it for you.
Okay. And he was in my seat too. Which was just like, if you bring us out to the 2-shot here, I'm like, I will morph very quickly into that. So
there you go. Need to dye your hair blonde.
Basically a carbon copy.
Yeah. It's been a few years since I've done that. It won't happen. But
that is so cool, though. Obviously, Cody Rhodes, he was born in Charlotte, so it was
at Presbyterian Hospital.
Yep,
wow.
Presbyterian Hospital. So really cool that he came in here and gave us a little shout out.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I do have to say, I mean, whatever Cody says, should we go with collectively?
Respectfully disagree with him, but
I was going to say Austin.
I won't challenge him. Here, let me bring this up. I won't challenge him in the ring or anything. But if they say defense wins championships, I'm going all Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
So that's my.
I think Seattle, just because Sam Darnold's story is so great.
I'm going to be Switzerland in this situation. So
Yeah.
just
All
leave it
right.
at that.
All right.
Switzerland.
Yes,
We can all agree on
Yes.
is the weather we're about to get.
Yeah, and at least we're not hearing the words ice storm or inches of snow in the forecast, which is
Not
kind of a
here
very good
in
thing.
Charlotte, at
Not
least.
here, at least in Charlotte, but and I'm seeing warmer weather returns. I'm also seeing it's 51 degrees outside.
Is it
right
dark
now.
out there though, or is that just the camera?
So
Okay.
here's the
Little bit
thing: we could
clouds.
see a little bit of rain later this evening. too.
I'm okay
Some
with
of you
rain.
already-
At this point, I'm okay with rain.
Yeah.
But snow up in Boone, though.
Snow, ice, but look at this. Yeah, look at this picture in Boone right now.
Wow.
It is
Wow,
snowing pretty
wow.
good. So my husband was just up there picking up my son for the weekend, and he's like, "It's already snowing." And I said, "Yeah, we're gonna." I said, "Hopefully you'll beat it." But yeah,
But it's a
gonna
good
be
thing
coming
here,
in quick.
here in Charlotte, though. That's
Right here in
What do you
Charlotte.
think it's like to be
staying
married
away.
to a meteorologist? I mean, he always knows the weather. He's always prepared.
Does he ask
does.
you after your forecast what the weather's going to be?
I know. Sometimes he does. Now he may have been at work, so he wasn't able
Okay.
to watch or
So
something.
you don't
but,
say, "Why didn't you tune in at 4, 5, and 6?"
Yeah, so the bad part about
Yeah.
working in the news is that I'm always aware of the forecast, and so it's like
People do always ask.
yeah, people do always ask, and it's like
I got
either
asked
friends
at
ask
Costco
you
the
guys
other day.
or my significant other.
Yeah.
It was oh yeah, it's gonna snow. So it's like,
Yeah.
be careful.
And then I start going into it, all the weather jargon, and
Yeah.
he's like, "Did you want to talk about that? Did I want to really talk about the
I
weather?"
bit off
Talk
more
about
than I
work.
could chew
Talk about
here.
work. Yes.
Anyway, all right, so let's get to it. Obviously, it's snowing in the mountains. Temperatures are falling. We're getting close to freezing now. We've got 33 degrees in Boone, and it is starting to pile up. So we could still see, several inches, especially in the highest elevations with this particular system. It's all ahead of another Arctic cold front that is going to be blowing in some slightly colder temperatures for the weekend, but real windy weather too, especially up there in the high country. So you can see all that blue just blanketing the map from parts of southern Ashe County down through Watauga into Avery County. And then as it's encountering that moisture, the warmer air that we're feeling today, 51 degrees outside, we have a couple of strips of rain, and that's some of that darker cloud cover that we were seeing over uptown right now. So a little bit of light rain moving into our northern suburbs and out toward Lincoln County. Futurecast shows that through 5 o'clock and beyond, still that chance of rain showers possible across the Piedmont. And then it's going to be moving out even early this evening. So by midnight, it's over and done with, and we'll get in on some clearing. But that snow and even a little bit of a changeover eventually to some freezing drizzle, that's going to continue in the mountains for a little bit while longer. Maybe another round of some mountain snow early tomorrow morning. So all this being said, obviously this is creating yet more difficult and some slick travel up that way. High country under that winter weather advisory until about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. As I said, we could see several inches, even higher amounts than, say, 2 to 4 inches, where we're looking at places like Beech Mountain, Elk Knob, and Lansing, but those western-facing slopes could even pick up maybe upwards of 6 to 8 inches. Again,
wow.
not seeing the snow outside of the mountains, but we get even warmer, guys, next week. So see that 7-day forecast in a few.
I'm just happy most of the snow and even the ice now, it's finally melted at my place.
Yes.
And if it hasn't melted, it's certainly going to be melted by the time we reach next week with the temps that we
will.
have
Cross
on the way.
Yeah, cross fingers. As we had to break, you know that the Yakov Smirnoff jokes in Soviet Russia thing.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, a lot of people losing their jobs to AI these days.
Okay.
But what if AI hires you?
Okay. Uno reverse card on that one.
Yes, that is the Yakov Smirnoff joke. But anyway, that's actually happening in some circumstances here. We will delve into that just a little bit. This is Queen City News Plus Live.
Welcome back to Queen City News Plus Live on this Friday. Taking a live look at Independence Boulevard, where it's dry, traffic is moving
And definitely no more
smooth.
snow. Definitely no more snow.
So different than this
The
weekend.
sun is shining, the tank is clean.
I need to wash my car.
Reference
Yeah.
anyone?
I need to wash my car.
Finding
though.
Nemo?
Oh, that salt.
Car wash is coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably later today for me.
Well, we'll get a full check of your forecast in just a little bit. But Derek was talking about this before commercial break. AI now needs us.
Yes. Yes. Rent to Human. It is apparently a thing. Renttohuman.ai. That's the website that you see right there. And you say, yes, robots need your body. Not necessarily for anything like weird, Big Brothery or Matrixy or anything like that. No. They actually need you to do some physical real world stuff like delivering packages and a few other things that they cannot do since they don't actually exist.
I think the example that I don't think they necessarily are looking for this skill, but they're like, AI can't smell the grass. You can.
True.
So things that they can't do, they basically did like a soft launch over the weekend, and it absolutely exploded. They started kind of promoting it aggressively on X. More than 81,000 rentable humans have already signed up.
And it was, if you see some of the video there, you see that I can do this for $115 an hour or $60 an hour, and I'm like, that's okay.
I mean, shoot your shot.
But yeah, but this is real, and it's basically again doing stuff that you can't that AI can't do. It pays in crypto too, by the way, which is also.
Well, it was a crypto software
Yes.
engineer who
Yeah.
created the platform, so that kind of makes sense that the payment is in crypto.
Yeah, but AI will go for who is most reliable, I guess, obviously, but also who's also going to be the cheaper labor too, like as in most of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we all know the Puppy Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when that launched? By the way, it's a pop quiz. I have the answer.
It's been around, I think, since like 2005.
Do you want me to hit the game music?
I want to say 2005.
You have music.
Yeah, yeah. I want to say.
Oh, this is from the other
I want to
day.
say 2005, 2006.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, it was
yeah.
2005.
It's been around for a while.
So it was like programming to the Super Bowl. So it always has puppies. It's the Puppy Bowl. This year, that all changes.
Yes, they won't be using the puppies anymore. They're actually there will be using
will
the
be
puppies,
Jeez.
but you're going to be seeing. But they're
is
also
this
going to be
video?
using
Is this
the
real
older
video
dogs.
from the competition?
So they will feature the Team Oldies and the Team Goldies, senior dogs that are still in need of a forever home. Which is a very admirable thing. But you'll have 150 dogs from 72 shelters across the U.S., Puerto Rico, the British Virgin Islands. And in case you want to watch it, and not necessarily watch the halftime show, which hey, if you want to, you can, but if not, okay. But it'll be simulcast across Animal Planet, Discovery, TBS, True TV, HBO Max, and Discovery Plus, which means there's a good chance you'll probably be able to do the replay after the game.
I feel like I'm watching models on camera right now with the slow motion.
It was my favorite video to put together.
But it's so cute, though.
It's
oh my
great.
gosh.
Hey, they do a great job marketing it, and it's all to get
And it's all for
dogs
a
and
good reason.
puppies adopted.
It is all for a good reason too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we got the Super Bowl this weekend, but we have the opening ceremony for the Olympics tonight.
Yes,
Big
it
deal.
is happening tonight. In fact, the opening ceremony is happening right now. Some of the events, by the way, have already started. You've got alpine skiing, curling, luge, ice hockey, snowboarding. They've already happened over the past couple of days or so. And this basically starts everything in earnest as of tonight because we're going to be going through a whole slew of games.
Right, and the first medal events are tomorrow. That's alpine skiing, cross country skiing, and ski jumping.
Yeah,
So
I think the
always-
ones that were already happening were like qualifying events, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Yeah.
Which one is your favorite to watch? Do you have a favorite? There are a lot of. There's so many. They're fun
Well,
to
I
watch.
think I got into curling for a little bit, like because
They have a curling
Curling's fun.
center
yes,
here.
they do.
Yes.
But
Which they do lessons, by the way. If you've never curled, you can
Ryan
go
and I
sign
did
up.
it. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
the skiing is always something that's kind of caught my interest because I could never do it.
Yes.
But honestly, it's probably the figure skating because everybody watches the figure skating. during the
Right,
Winter
right.
Olympics.
It's one of those sports they make it look so easy.
Yeah.
But if you've ever tried to ice skate, you're just holding the rail the whole time.
I like the videos of people who said they almost made the Olympics, and then they show videos of like them just failing epically at various sports.
I will say, if you saw it earlier today, Lindsey Vonn made her first trial downhill
On the brace.
I
on
didn't
her
get
brace.
it. I didn't
On
get
her
a
brace.
chance to see it. She did
After that
She did
injury,
well. Yeah,
She
she tore completely blew her ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Wow.
Kudos to her.
I
Really
like the
impressive.
bobsled. I like the bobsled. That's always kind of fun to watch.
Bobsled,
going
and the
fast.
luge,
Yeah.
right? Like, how do you do all that? Pretty impressive. Let's get back here locally and talk about the weather because
It's not going to be cold.
Tara's been saying we have a warm up on the week.
Yeah.
Hitting the 60s,
That
really
would-
incredible.
Can
And
you
look,
believe
at
it?
everyone is getting
everybody,
out of Dodge.
yeah, I was about to say, it's like that's 85 heading towards Gastonia. You can see it's already backed up at It's normal. Well, it's usually backed up probably about 30 minutes now. But hey, you know what? It's been a week. Let's just be honest.
Well,
for this
maybe check out a little earlier than normal.
And I can't necessarily say I blame them because I might be doing the same thing myself. So, yeah, I'm also seeing Boone right now, and various higher elevations, probably also getting a little bit of this. And I guess this is not necessarily unusual for them, but it also makes me like, again, for this area.
I will say this makes me miss
Boone
because I went there for 4 years, and it's such a beautiful. Here, let me go this so you're not just looking at those three. Such a beautiful campus. And I, there's so many fond memories of walking through the tunnels to get across. And hopefully, Terry, you bought your son some good winter weather boots, some good winter weather gear.
I did. Yep. He's got the snow pants. He should be definitely stocked up on all of that. And definitely put to good use so far this winter because as we can see, it is still snowing there. So we've got 33 up the mountain, 53 in the Charlotte area. And this is actually the first day in Charlotte that we have had temperatures around normal since I think it was January 22nd, 23rd. So I'll look back and get you an official number. But basically, it's been a long time. Now, again, obviously up in the mountains, it's still cold. We have the snow that's falling. And you can see that as we look around on radar. We have the blue showing up there, especially from the Boone area down to the southwest over pretty much all of Avery County, seeing some of that snow right now. And then we get down the mountain, encountering the warmer temperatures, and it's just some of those scattered rain showers. So yes, we do have a little more rain pushing through the foothills right now. Lenore Sawmills heading down 321, Hickory, right over Lake Norman. We have a little strip of some lighter rain. And that's if you look outside your window and you're seeing some of the cloud cover after what's been mostly a sunny day. Yeah, it's from that system and a cold front that's heading in from the north and west. And so we'll stick with this chance of showers across the Piedmont, rain showers for another few hours heading into this evening. So if you're going out on a Friday night, you may encounter a little bit of rain. Meanwhile, the snow will hang on in the mountains for a little bit longer right through tomorrow morning. Got a winter weather advisory in effect for the mountains until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning with several inches of snow possible here with this next round. 1 to 2 for most areas, but 2 to 4 inches possible. Lansing up in Ashe County, Elk Knob, Beech Mountain. And those western-facing slopes, even some isolated higher amounts, 6+ inches.
And Tara, Derek was, sorry to interrupt, Derek was just letting me know Banner Elk right now. That's a live look up there. Yeah.
And look at the roads there. So we've got the lightly snow-covered roads, too. Some of the slushiness. Temperatures dropping to at or even below freezing. Wind chills is another big part of the weather story for tonight. So getting brutally cold. So some slippery and slick conditions driving around. Thanks for that, Derek. All right, live picture. See what's going on.
Thank Austin for it, too. He pulled it up.
Thank you, Austin. Light variable wind, though, in Charlotte. We've got the 50s. I mean, again, 30s in the mountains, 50s in most spots everywhere else. A little bit cooler now with some of that rain around the Statesville area. So wind is going to be whipping. We could be dealing with some power outages here, especially up in the mountains with that high wind warning. Gusts to 60 to 65 miles per hour possible. We've got a wind advisory across the Piedmont. So far, the wind isn't that bad, but it is going to get worse late tonight and tomorrow morning, of course, making it feeling colder, even colder, which is why we have those cold weather alerts in effect. For the mountains, here we go again. We're talking about feels like temperatures and those chills as cold as 20 to 25 degrees below zero tomorrow morning for you all in the mountains. Cold front coming in, so we do have a little bit of a brief cool down for the weekend before it does get warmer next week. So 50s today, we're back down to 42 for tomorrow. 27 in the morning, 47 on Sunday, but it is going to be a dry weekend. We've got the warmer temperatures ahead. And even as we roll through a good part of mid-February here, look at those 60s coming up for next week. Even you all in the mountains getting up into the 50s starting Tuesday. But teens and 20s tonight, 40s, 30s, 20s up in the mountains for tomorrow. And look at that, 63 starting Tuesday.
But still, it's like the fact that it's going to be like 45, 42. I'm going to be liking these warmer temperatures at night.
Oh, yeah.
Very much so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, there's this interesting video that we have to share with you.
Yes.
And how a camera went missing and how
they found it. And what was on it when they found it.
More Queen City News Plus Live after this.
So there is a story to this video that's actually kind of cute and interesting and sweet and kind of very journalism-y. There was an Associated Press crew that was in Greenland recently, and they were talking with some people there, doing some sledding for a story. And apparently while they were kind of out doing their thing, there was a 360-degree camera
They
lost it. And
which is a big no-no.
And guess who had it? See it right
I
there.
assume
I
it's this guy.
wonder.
Yeah, right there. Yes.
It's one of those, I think you mentioned it's one of those
Sledding dogs.
360 cameras.
Yes.
And they didn't know that the dog took it. Where is it now?
Underneath the sled.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Got underneath the sled.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it went missing during a shoot, which I can only imagine if one of our cameras went missing during a shoot.
'Cause
First,
those things aren't cheap.
First of all, you call around everywhere to try to find it, and then you have to tell your boss.
Yes.
But you mentioned they're not cheap. So this was the Arctic Circle. They were doing a shoot, and they found it like among the sled dogs that they had been filming with earlier. So
Yes.
the dog took off with the camera.
Yeah, they lost it. It didn't have any idea where it was. Yeah, they did an interview with the AP reporter. Didn't have any idea where it was. So they just try to retrace their steps, and they're like, oh yeah, oh it's got bite
then they
marks
look
all
at
over
what's
it.
on it.
Well, and they looked at it, and it's just like it's this.
That's such a
It's
great
this.
view too.
Yeah. That will do it
that's
for us
fun.
here on Queen City News Plus Live on a Friday. We will see you back here on Monday. You guys have yourself a good weekend.
Yeah,
Okay?
have a nice weekend, everyone.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.